What's up, guys? JadaToys here with another look at some of the figures we got this week. Today we're looking at the JadaToys Ultra Street Fighter 2, the Final Challengers Sagat figure. Now this guy, like I said, just like Blanka, came out a while back, but finally I'm able to give some catch up and get this figure in hand. Looking really cool. I heard a lot of good things about this one, so I'm very excited about this particular figure. I love Sagat, and I think he's one of the coolest figures ever. So I'm really excited that I'm actually able to get him finally in hand. So as you can see, it comes in the standard box packaging. And I forgot to mention Blanka, the background in the back, shows the stage, which is really cool. And Storm Collectibles does that also. So that's really interesting that, we're getting this again, like the way to, but I love the packaging. It's really cool. A big old figure. So it's a big old box, you can see inside you got the figure inside, you got the face portrait, I guess his effect stand, the effect here, his tiger fireball, or tiger, and then his extra hands. Nothing really to see on the side. Of course, your country of origin, Thailand. His fighting style is Muay Thai. And you got him showing right here in the back, looking really, really cool. And of course, we already went over the roster with Blanka. So let's go and get this guy out of the packaging and get a closer look at the Super Street Fighter 2 or Ultra Street Fighter 2, the Final Challengers Sagat figure from JadaToys. Right, here is a JadaToys Sagat figure out of the packaging. I mean, this guy is, of course, he's one of the mains that you have to have in the line. It's definitely pretty cool that we have an action figure for him. I was very happy that when certain collectibles are doing their stuff, and now we have Jada, and Jada's doing a pretty good job. These are not lame figures. If you don't have Storm Collectibles, you don't collect those, that's cool, because these are pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie, these are pretty cool. Like, there's a lot going on here in a small package. Even though he's pretty big compared to the other characters. But let's go ahead and look at all of him closely. As you can see, here's his face. Look at that mug. Has a scar, has that patch on his eye. Looking pretty mean. He has no, pupil in there, just a white. Really cool. Then you got this chest, real muscular. And then you got that scar that's on there, and it lines up real perfect. So, there's no problem with that. He does have the inside joints that go in and out. The rotator cuffs in here. So that gives him a lot of movement back and forth. The head goes all the way around, up and down. So there's no movement on there. Oh, there's a scar right there too. Wow. Those big old muscles, big old biceps. He is double jointed. So that gives you a lot of mobility to pose him in certain ways, especially with his rotator cuff up here, because his hand can go all the way up here, which is really neat. And, Storm Collectibles also had that. So that's really cool. Like, if you don't want to, of course, now that Sagat is gone, and I'm sure the eBay prices on that guy is pretty steep. So this is a very great alternative if you didn't want those. But yeah. Really cool. I like the, you got the white bandages on his hands and wrists. Looks really cool. That back, you can see some veins. There's a lot of detail on this guy, which is really cool. It's not just, a figure like that. And of course, on this is rotating on here, so you can pose them in different, it really gives him mobility, which is really great. You can even do that number if you need to. So that's really, really cool. Now down to the shorts, he has, those blue and the red shorts that he normally has, those boxer shorts, really, really cool. I love I love that blue. And of course the red looks really nice on that. Going down on the legs, of course, there's some more paint and detail in there. Of course, the legs are also very much double jointed. So pinless, and the legs are very movable. Like, they are very, you can do a lot. Of course, one of his signature moves is the tiger knee, so you can get that pose very easily. So it's really, really cool. And like I said, very, very, the joint on this guy is very good. Like I said, You know, the one thing about certain collectibles, those had great joints and you can do so much with them, but these are just as good. So that's really neat that we get that. And then you got those feet. Of course, you got the bandages on the feet. There's big old toes that have a toe, you know, articulation, just cool. You know, there's a rotator cup, and of course you can move the foot all the way up and down. So there's a lot you can do with this guy. So that's really, really neat. I really like that. All right. So let's go and look at the stuff that he comes with. He comes with a fireball effect and a stand, and I do not know where I put the stand for the life of me. Is it right here? I open these things and I lose everything. My life is just not together. What do I do with the stand? Well, I don't know. I can't find it. So, and I'm sure I'm gonna find it later. But anyway, well, I guess I'll find it later. I don't know where I put it, to be honest. But anyway, let's move forward because I don't want to be all day wasting anybody's time. So basically he has his fireball effect. Now the thing about the effect, to me, this is really big. I mean, really round. I remember in the game it was kind of like maybe half of that, maybe a little taller. So this is cool though, because it gives you effect. And of course, you know, whenever I find a stand, you just place it in that hole right there, and you can basically pose him with his, let's see if I can do it. I think he leans forward. I think, you know, I don't know. He leans forward and fireball, you know, tiger ball or tiger fire or tiger something. And then he does two different ones. He does the standing one, and then the one he goes down on his knees. I use E-Honda, and I figured out a way to get through that, you know, by, you know, perfect timing, because if not, E-Honda gets his butt kicked by him every single time. So anyway, so yeah, that's basically an effect. That's really cool that comes with that. And then you have his two claw hands, you know, those gripping hands are really nice. So you can pose him with that. And then he has a different head sculpt, meaning that mean look. And I actually like this head sculpt a little bit better because you see those white teeth on him. So I'm going to put that on him because I think that looks cool. All right, so we're going to do a comparison of the old my Street Fighter 2 that I have in Storm Collectibles versus this one. And I was trying to do it earlier with them laying down, but it just didn't look right. So I went ahead and did the stand-up position. And as you can see, it's like David and Goliath here. I mean, this is insane of how huge this guy is. But then again, this is a $100 figure. Well, when I got him, you know, now I'm sure it's going to be a lot more if you want to get him. Of course, there's a lot more details. He's huge. He's big. I mean, look at this. I mean, obviously, you get what you pay for. And it's kind of funny how people are upset about Mondo's, you know, figures. And they're like 100-something bucks and they're mad. But you're getting detail out of this. I mean, look at this. You got the veins and all this. You got the muscles definition. I mean, this is a spectacular figure. I mean, he's freaking awesome. So, but, you know, for $30, you know, you still get a good figure. I mean, he still looks good, you know, just a little bit, basically, less detail, obviously, but still there's like that muscle on there. There's still got the scar. You got scars here. There's a lot of cool touches on it that looks really cool. So he still, compared to, of course, his counterpart, you know, looks less, but still great. So in my opinion, you know, I would go with this one, of course, you know, but I do like this one also if I didn't have a choice. But of course, like I said, I'm double dipping. I'm not upset about it. I mean, the downfall about Storm Collectibles is they take forever to finish the line. Now we have, and Bison should be coming out very soon, and then T-Hawk is the next one, and we don't know what's next. And now that Storm Arena's in the whole mix, are we gonna finish the line? And we're getting really close to finishing this. They just barely did the pre-orders of Kuma and Balrog. So, you know, after that we got Honda and then T-Hawk in there and then Zangief, and I think that's it. They'll be finished with the roster. So, you know, that's the only thing I think I hate about Storm Collectibles. They take so damn long. So, we'll see. Hopefully they finish them, and then we have I'll have two different lines. But anyway, let's go ahead and get this guy on my turntable. Get my final thoughts on the JadaToys Super Street Fighter Ultra 2 figure. So many words to say. And we'll here my final thoughts on the Super Street Fighter 2 Ultra JadaToys Sagat figure. Looking really awesome. I mean, he is definitely one of those that you have to get in a line to complete the line. JadaToys is doing a great job. I'm very excited about finishing this line. We have Akuma coming. We have Barlog coming. Honda, that's my main. I'm excited to get when he gets here. And then also T-Hawk and Zangief. So looks like we're finishing the line. So all in all, this is a great figure. I'm very happy that he is part of the line. Just like when I talked about Blanca, in terms of the Storm collectible version, yeah, that's probably the best top of the line figure. But in terms of having fun and having a cheaper figure which worth the money, this is where to go. Now I did get on my Big Bad Toy Store, but like I said, I noticed that the pricing on him has gone up. Not sure what's going on, but yeah, the pricing on him has gone up. So he went up from $29.99 to $34.99. So things are getting tough now. So hopefully you have him in your collection. If not, go ahead and grab him. What do you guys think of the JadaToys Street Fighter collection? Let me know in the comments. Until next time.
Ladies and gentlemen,
make sure you like, share, and subscribe.